What you hear a lot is sleep until you can, enjoy the Netflix as much as possible, and most importantly, travel a lot because then it's gonna be impossible. That's what you hear quite a lot. But in today's podcast of Daily Dose, I say it wrong every single time, right? Daily Dosed. But anyways, over something tongue dosed. So what you actually don't hear is the fact that it's gonna change the life more than you think. And let me start with a little story. So when my daughter was born, she was just very little, cute, and you saw she was kind of fragile. So in every step, with each move, you are really cautious because she was just this little thing that had just 3.4 kilos. And then as she grew up, she started to move, and at some point she could hold herself to the furniture around. And then there was this first time when I was taking care of her because her mother was somehow out in the town. And then my beautiful daughter just somehow kind of slipped, and she hit her cheeks to this edge of the tower that we bought for her. And then there was a huge bruise on her face that lasted like for so many weeks, and it was just still there, being violet. And of course, everybody just noticed, right? All the grandmas, like everyone was asking what happened to her. And there was just a split of a second that I kind of, I would say missed, but in a way it was an accident that happened randomly. But she just got hurt. And that was the first time. And then the second time, when she was already kind of, able to move around. And at some point, she wanted me to take the drawer of our cabinet out just to see what is inside. And then she unfortunately slipped again, and then hit her forehead into the very edge of the drawer. And then she was like immediately crying, and then I took her took her out up, and was hoping that it's just gonna end up with a little bruise. And as the time progressed, suddenly this small little part, it was just from the very beginning a little white, and then some sort of red thing came out, and was like, oh my god, what is happening? So she just started bleeding here, and then ended up with having a scar for quite a long time. And at that point I was like, oh my god, I'm just I couldn't protect her from that. And as a father, I felt like a failure because I couldn't. I promised her from the very beginning when she was born that I will protect her no matter what. And by the way, that's just a thing that somehow the love just overgrows yours, and you just love the kid unconditionally. And it's just something that everyone speaks about, but then when you feel it, it's incredible. But anyways, so I knew I didn't fulfill, or I didn't keep the promise to her. And that as a father, it feels it's a little, I don't know, you just feel as not trash, but I felt it. But so that was, and this internal talk to yourself when you know that it was your mistake, and you could have kind of prevent that just by pushing the door back. And since then I was really again cautious. And slowly, as she gradually grew, and now she's like walking and running around, you kind of lose that mindset, because from the fragile little kiddo, it's now different. And so lately, and this is the reason why I actually want to talk about this. And so lately we went to the seaside, and had a little family holiday, which was just beautiful. And there again, when we were packing, I was just, like in a big rush to just have it all finished, because we were just packing for the tomorrow's leave. And as I was rushing through this little, you would say, it wasn't a hallway, but just a corridor. And as I was, moving really fast, somehow she was also moving, beside me, and then her head actually kind of got in the middle of my leg that was moving, and the corner of a wall, you would say. And so then she ended up with just having this very, it's not funny, but it's kind of an interesting bruise that was, just vertical. And again, I heard her, and it was just by me being really clumsy. And just the next morning when we were leaving, I was, just nudging the table, and she was sitting in this high chair. And as she had, her little fingers in between the high chair and the table, and as I was moving it, she just looked at me like, Father, I'm scared, there's something strange happening. And I was ignoring it, and then just nudged the table again. And then of course she got hurt again and started crying. And obviously now that I'm super clumsy. But my whole point of telling all these stories where I just accidentally sort of hurt my little beautiful daughter that I just unconditionally love, as I said, is the level of responsibility. It's just something that kind of puts the bar level of normal responsibilities in your life to another dimension. Because now, when you kind of missed something in a split second, can change your whole life and hers as well. And this is definitely not, it's not fun. It's something that you don't see in the movies. It's something that no one prepares you for. And it's something that you gradually learn. But as I now kind of, realize, she's now close to being 2 years old. We, as parents, we're gonna just learn the whole way until forever, right? And this is something I think no one really talks about, how suddenly you're responsible for another human being, essentially, and how much it is important for you to be slow and pay attention every single time. And no one, it's something that no one trains you for. And so this is something that I felt like that I had to talk about. And just to end this beautiful podcast on a nice note, because this whole this whole time I was, I think maybe it felt a little, maybe a little negative, but it is just a reminder for the fathers and of course mothers, but they're different level, right? They have different abilities when it comes to taking care of the child. But to all fathers and to all maybe becoming fathers and the ones who might think about it, we guys have to pay attention, especially if you're clumsy Asian dude. So the thing that no one also talks about, and is actually really beautiful about being a father, is how rewarding it is every single time when she does everything, basically from the very start to the very current moment when she learns new things. And just to mention a few that I just every time I can't, every time she just smiles at you when you come home, or when she waves, it's just something that so every time she hugs you and just gives you the love back, it's It's really beautiful. Yeah, so being father is awesome. I encourage everyone, everyone to actually go for it, because it's just, you would say, in terms of, let's say, games, it's just it's like it's just like leveling up your whole life in a way that is beyond beyond your imagination. It's something that when you become a father, it's yeah, it's very special. So this never happened. This never happened publicly before, but I'll just gonna cheer with my ginger beer to get sober. So that was the Daily Dose podcast for today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're again feeling great, and I'm supposed to end this when when the father actually just tears. But yeah, I'm just gonna maybe talk about the hook for another episode, because that one is gonna be about how and why Asian man cries. Have a great day. See you. Let's hear the sound as the post-tank podcast credit scenes. Oh my god. What a sound. So cheers to you. I'm just gonna incorrectly drink a ginger beer, which is non-alcoholic, from Jamaica. Yeah, it says it's been made authentically in Jamaica since 1988. Can you believe that? I actually absolutely not, because we all know the marketing, but tastes good.